Good afternoon, everyone. This is Peggy, Oh My Angels. Thanks for joining me here today. If you can, put in the
Good
chat.
afternoon, everyone. This is Peggy, Oh My Angels.
You gotta love when that happens. My phone
Thanks
clicks
for-
in. If you guys can sign in into the chat room and let me know if somebody can hear me, I would appreciate it. Here. If that's working here pretty soon. Let's see. Okay. I can see someone in the chat room on one side, and on the other side, it's not showing anything. So give me a second. Let me pull up on my phone and see what I can see. There we go. Moss Fairy is who's that? I don't know who you are. That's a nice title though. She says she can hear. It's Tara. Hi, Tara. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you joining me here today. Um, Hopefully, we got a couple more people coming in. I know a couple of my regulars were going to be gone today. They had some family issues that came up, so we'll see who all joins us. But we're going to start our new angel education topic today, so that's kind of exciting. I do want to let you guys know, and I'll repeat this at the end as well. Next Wednesday, I won't be here at the regular time. I made a doctor's appointment months in advance, really before I even knew I was doing this time slot on for a Wednesday show. And so I can't reschedule my doctor's appointment. But what I can do, instead of being here at 1 p.m. Pacific, I can be here at 2 p.m. Pacific. So we'll just move it back an hour later next Wednesday. Let me know if that works for you guys, or if you would rather me move it to a Tuesday or Thursday for next week. I'm willing to accommodate whatever you guys want. And the way things are going right now, I've had very little interest in Sunday's show, and I think the feedback I've gotten is not that they don't want to listen to me. It's just the fact that Sunday is family day, and they're spending their Sundays with family, or sleeping in, or doing their church thing, and that kind of thing. So I think what I'll probably do is I may do one more Sunday show just to kind of wrap it up. But I think we'll just focus on doing the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday forecasts, angel messages, and then doing just the live show on Wednesdays. So let me know your feedback on that. I'd appreciate it. Let's see who else. Who's Fiber Tech More? One name. They said good afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you. I don't have a first name. But I appreciate you. I don't recognize the name in here before, but I'm glad to have you here. Trying to think of what else. Also, if you're in the metropolitan Kansas City area, I'm going to be at the Unity Fair this Friday and Saturday. If you go to my website, Oh My Angels, which is spelled ohmyangels.com, go to events, and it gives you the address and the times and stuff for Friday and Saturday. And then a week from Saturday, if you're in the Emporia, Kansas area, I'll be out there all day Saturday for a fair out there. And then the middle of the month, it's 3 days out in Independence. So it's kind of a busy month. I can't believe this is the end of July, and we're going into August. So see who else we've got here. Oh, Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. It's nice to have you here. I'm trying to see what that looks like. Is that a little Yorkie, your picture? Can't see it on my one deal. So I love you already. I miss my Yorkie. I miss my baby, you guys. He can't believe it's been a month and a half since he's been gone. There's not a day that goes by that I don't miss him. And I thought I found a couple of puppies, and then things kind of fell through with the price or the availability, and I've got a lot of these fairs going on in August, and some medical stuff coming up in September, and then more fairs in October. And then I'm going out to Oregon at Christmas to see my granddaughter, spend Christmas with her. So I kind of want to. Oh, it's a Highland. She goes, it's a Highland cow. Well, see from here, you can tell I got trifocals here, and the chat room's not real big on this end, so I can't really see it. From my distance, it looks like a Yorkie. Okay. But no, I'm going to go out to Oregon the end of December to spend Christmas with my granddaughter. So I'm kind of gearing my heart and my mind that to to start the new year with a new puppy. So I'm gonna try to make it between now and then because I don't want to get a little puppy and then have to leave her. When I go on a trip. And gosh, dang it, they charge so much, almost like $200 for a ticket for your puppy, even if your puppy's little. I think that's a little ludicrous myself, but I digress. Oh well. All right, well, we're going to get started here. Again, thank you so much for showing up in the chat room, if you will. Post any question that you want us to answer, the angels to answer after our education segment. We go to the education segment, then we get back to finding out what questions you guys want your angels to answer, and we do that, and then we talk about anything else that happens. So, and Brandy's in the room. Hey, Brandy, thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. Okay, let me see if I can get this going today. So far, it's been wonderful Wednesday, and I haven't had any issues, so that's exciting. Okay, you guys, we're going to get started. Again, it's a new angel segment, or angel education segment, I should say. Now, over the past several months, we have been getting to know individual angels, the archangels, and our guardian angels. Today, I want to pull back and show you the big picture, okay? Because heaven is not random. It is beautifully and perfectly organized. Today, we're going to learn about the 9 choirs of angels and the 3 spheres. Get ready, because it's absolutely fascinating. I mean, it was mind-boggling to me. So here's the overview. The angels are grouped into 3 spheres. Each sphere contains 3 choirs, making 9 orders total. Are you with me? Okay. Each sphere is distinguished by its relationship to God, its responsibilities, and its spiritual purpose. Think of it like this. The closer to God the sphere is, the more purely spiritual and worship-focused the angels are. The further from God the sphere is, the more those angels interact directly with us. So the angels closest to us are actually lowest in the hierarchy, but that does not make them less important. It just means they were specifically assigned to look after humanity. How beautiful is that? The angels of the first sphere are closest to God. They are continuously circling the throne of the divine and serving as direct counselors. The seraphim are considered the highest order in the angelic hierarchy. Their name comes from the Hebrew word meaning burning ones, symbolizing divine fire and spiritual purification. Out of all the angels, the seraphim have the most intimate knowledge of God, and they meditate upon his person, meaning they contemplate on the great mystery about who and what God is. These are the angels closest to God's throne, burning with pure love and worship. Now, you might think of cute little baby angels when you hear cherubim, but that is not what they are. Cherubim are actually incredibly powerful angels who guard divine wisdom and the knowledge of God. They are described having 4 faces and 4 wings. They are magnificent and awe-inspiring. Now, the thrones are the angels of divine justice and authority. They carry out God's decisions with perfect fairness and are associated with humility and peace. They literally represent God's justice being carried out in the universe. The second sphere, the governors, are managers of the universe and the lower angels. The dominions are depicted as beautiful humanoid figures wearing crowns and holding orbs of light or scepters, symbolizing their authority. The dominions regulate the duties of the lower angels and rarely make themselves known to humans. Think of dominions as the managers of heaven. They regulate what all the lower angels do and make sure that everything runs smoothly according to God's plan. They rarely interact with humans directly, but their influence is felt everywhere. Now, virtues are the angels behind miracles and blessings. They govern the natural world, the stars, the planets, the seasons. And they are the ones who carry out miraculous signs and wonders on earth. Every miracle you have ever witnessed or heard about, virtues were involved. Powers are warrior angels tasked with fighting the war against demonic choirs. They are the protectors of the cosmic order, and they make sure that evil does not gain too much influence in the world. They are constantly working to maintain the balance between good and evil. Principalities are the princes of the lowest triad assigned to care and guard communities, kingdoms, states, and parishes. They are associated with transitions in power. So every nation, every city, every community has principalities watching over it. That includes Kansas City and wherever you're living. And here is where our friends come in. Our archangels are leader angels assigned to communicate and carry out God's important plans for man. So Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael are the only three names we know for certain. These are all the archangels we have been learning about these past few weeks and months. So Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Haniel, Ariel, Metatron, Sandalphon, Azrael, Jophiel, Samuel, Zachiel, Raguel, and Jeremiel. They are all in the choir. Our guardian angels, which we talked about last week, are closest to the material world and humanity. The lowest choir is where we get the majority of our personal guardian angels. So your beautiful personal guardian angel that we talked about last week, they are in this ninth choir, the lowest in the rank, but the most personally connected to you. How perfect is that? The big, beautiful picture. This is what I want you to take away from all of this information today. Heaven is not random nor chaotic. It is a beautifully organized and perfectly functioning family of divine beings all working together with one purpose, and that's to serve God and to look after us. So from the magnificent seraphim burning with pure love before God's throne, all the way down to your precious personal guardian angels walking beside you every single day. Every single one of them is part of one glorious team, and that team is on your side. I hope this information is helpful. I have a friend, and I have to bring this up. They're writing me on this. I was just notified Sunday that a person that I love very much is transitioning. And I was blessed enough to get to go and visit with him yesterday. And he recognized me and we talked. And he, like a lot of other people that I've been with before they make their transition, the biggest fear is being by themselves, right? When they make that transition. And the thing that I could assure him of, and I think it brought him peace, is the fact that, you're born with one angel that stays with you and takes you to the other side when you're done, when this lifetime is over. So you're never alone. You may have people waiting for you on the other side, and animals, and which is beautiful and it makes you smile. But there's that little fear of like, oh my gosh, when I take my last breath, what happens then, right? Am I by myself? Do I have to wait? Like us waiting for an Uber or whatever, what happens, right? And I could assure him that his angel will guide him to his family on the other side. And I love it when I can share that with someone. when I can take the fear away, because what he is getting ready to enter into is the most spectacular, amazing feeling. The love that is felt on the other side is so incredible. I was talking to a friend of mine about it today, and I said, she was female. I said, remember the first time you held your first child, and that love that you feel, that you never knew that much love was inside of you. You take that and imagine it times a billion, and you might come close to the love that's felt on the other side. I mean, it is incredible. So my heart goes out to Don and his family, and if any of you guys are going through that with your family members, just remind them that they're not alone, that the angels are always with them, and I think you'll see some peace for them. So okay, so that's that. Now let's get back over. We'll get over into the chat room. If you have any questions, make sure you put them there. I'm going to see if my screen will refresh to where I can see what's in the. My chat kind of went away there, so hold on. There we go. There we go. Renee's in the house. Hey, Renee. Okay, so I think I've got everybody in the house. Okay, you guys, who's got some questions for the angels today? And are any of you experiencing where somebody who's getting ready to cross, or have you recently experienced it? I think a lot of times a lot of people just don't discuss it. I think it's too hard. I think they don't want to. Whether it's a sudden illness or a long drawn out illness, sometimes our brain can't conceive when that last breath's gone, And it was the same when I put Yogi down back in June, right? 1 minute his personality just envelops the whole room, and you can just feel the love he and I had for each other, and then the next it's gone, and it's hard. And when the person that you've loved and spent time with and shared experiences with is getting ready to leave as well, it can be very difficult, or it can be very beautiful. Depends on really where you're at. And I know with one friend of mine, when she passed, I didn't want to be there when she passed, and I told her, ahead of time, nope, I'm not doing it. You're not checking out on my shift. You can check out on somebody else's shift, but that little stinker, she just smiled at me. She said, okay, honey, okay. Little stinker did it when I was there. And of course, she knew that I was going to be there, and that's why she did that. But it can be intimidating and scary, but it's one of the greatest gifts that you can give another human being, is for them to know they're not alone, and that you're there holding space for them while they make their transition, keeping that safe space for them. So, I mean, I've been honored. I think it's 6 or 7 people now. I'd have to go back and count again, but it really has been a blessing. I had one guy I worked with when this young lady passed. He said, God, I hope that you're around when I go. He goes, what you do, he goes, I could never do. And, I've thought about being what they call a death doula, but I get so emotionally attached that, for the patient during that time, I can be right there with them, and help them every step of the way. But let me tell you guys, when it's over, this is one hot mess. Okay, let's see. This was, I think her name was Brenda here. Tara. All right, Tara says that she's pretty sure her Nana is waiting for my mom and I to come visit so she can pass. She's ready. And you guys need to go visit her and let her know it's okay. That's the other thing too. What a blessing to tell them it's okay. It's okay to let go. Even though we're human beings, we're selfish. We don't want our loved ones to go away. So I'm like, heck no, you got to stay, right? But it's one of the kindest things you can do is to tell them it's okay. You don't have to stay for us. You've lived your life, you've done what you needed to do, and that's one of the best blessings you can give them is tell them, I love you, and it's okay to go, right? Because, the thing about, look at the work I do. I talk to people on the other side. I deal with angels, and I know what it's like over there. Yeah, I'm still human, though. I still a hot mess through certain things. But the thing about it is, it's such an honor and blessing to be with someone when they pass, to give them that presence, that peace of mind, knowing they're not alone. The lady I called mom, she was my stepmom. She'd been hanging on. I had been told that she wouldn't make it through. I got the call on Monday. I was at work, and I was told, you better get down here. She's not going to make it through the day. So I left work and went straight to the nursing home and was with her. And then looked like she was going to be going, hanging around for a little bit longer. So I had my son and his girlfriend at the time bring me up a change of clothes and stuff. I ended up staying with her from Monday through Friday. And on Friday morning, we had a snowstorm come in Kansas City. And the nurse that was setting, she was waiting for her replacement to come in. And she was getting anxious, because the roads were getting bad. I said, just go ahead and go. She goes, well, I don't want to leave you by yourself. I said, we're fine, we're good. And as soon as she walked out the door, I looked over at Mom. I said, Mom, everyone's gone now. And I knew she wanted everybody to leave her alone. She wanted to go by herself. She wanted me there. She had made me promise on Wednesday. I said, yes, I'd be there for her for when she passed. And she raced up and she looked over at me and she winked. She said, I love you. She lay down and she was gone. And it was just beautiful. She knew. She knew that I had her back, and you could tell by the smile on her face, and that the angels were around her, and they took her home. So what a blessing, to be a part of that. I was there for my dad. My dad was a hot mess. There's a lot of history there that doesn't really bear going into, but his belief for the longest time, I did Reiki or whatever, and he would tell me I'm going straight to hell because that's the devil's work. And then, he gets Alzheimer's, and he starts asking questions about, what I do, and then he forgot that I was his daughter. But what he did remember was he goes, you, come here. You've got those hot hands, and my neck needs it. My neck hurts. So I would go over and stand with him, and I would give him Reiki and ease some of his discomfort in his neck. So it's, and I think Alzheimer's, I'm sorry, I think it's one of the worst diseases out there. It rates right up there with cancer. Both of them, I can't stand either one of them. And I think it's hard on both the patient, and it's, I think with Alzheimer's, I think it's harder on the loved ones. But it's bad. But anyhow, I was blessed, and he went through a different stage altogether. Everyone that I've been a participant with has been different, and I think a lot of it has to do, what I've been shown anyway, it has to do with what their belief systems were on this side, on what their transition's like, as they leave. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how that works. Let's see. I know my brother is good. When he crossed over, he flew over me and said, I'm free. Have you ever seen a fairy? Yes, I have. It's pretty amazing. And I love the way that they confirm it with this, A lot of people will come to their loved ones the night that they pass or the day after to reassure them, I'm okay, I'm good. Because it's, and people often, a lot of the questions I get when they're trying to connect with their loved ones are they still in pain? Are they, what about their body, whatever? When you cross over, the rumor has it they become 32 again. I think that's the number that Jesus was when he was crucified. I don't know. That's just what I hear. I remember some story, something like that. But anyhow, your body's healed because I mean you leave the body, but when you're looking at someone or talking with them from the other side, they give us the visual, But they're healthy. They're no longer suffering, right? Because my papa passed with my nana and I present. What an honor. Oh, I agree. It really is. And like I said, I'm your gal for that kind of thing until it's over with. And then once it's over with, just let me let me sneak out the door and go do my own thing, because then that's when I fall apart, because even though I do that and I consider it an honor and a blessing to do that, sit with someone where they're going through that, I'm human, and I form attachments too fast at times. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I think part of it's the fact that I know what it's like on the other side, because I've had the near death experience where I was out of body and I could hear them pronouncing me, and I'll tell you guys, I was just so relieved. I felt so light and free. It was just amazing. And my grandmother said, that's really not your time here. You can stay if that's what you really choose, but just know that all the lessons you've learned up to this point, if you check out now, when you come back, you have to go through all those lessons again. And I was like, oh, hell no. I said, okay, I'll stay. And the minute I said stay, boom, back into my body. And it was this heaviness. It was just, it was awful. Yeah, I'm back. The difference night and day is just so, because you're so light and free and you just feel the love. And then when when you stay here, it's so heavy, but then your child looks at you and smiles, or you're handed your granddaughter for the first time, or you watch a hummingbird fly at you and get around your face, and there's a message there. There's so much beauty and wonder in this world that there's a reason we come here for our lessons, in my opinion. Yes, it can be rough, it can be ugly, it can be devastating at times. But if you just take a 124-hour period and look at the blessings and the miracles that occur, that some of us are so attuned to that we're just in amazement every day, and others are just so used to it that they don't even consider it miracles anymore. To watch a bird fly, to watch a mama bird feed her baby birds, to watch the animals, to go out for a hike and see the different animals and what they're doing and whatever, and to watch a baby being born, or to take its first steps. Watch your child go out on their first date or their first dance, or the wonders of we send people to the moon, right? I mean, these are just all blessings, right? And I don't know. I mean, I have my days. I'm human, where I'm thinking, oh God, just get me through the day. I just don't want to do this anymore. Which you don't really mean it that way, but some days it's overwhelming. And what makes it so much better for me is when I can step back and say, that's kind of interesting what happened today, and that was kind of interesting how I reacted with when so and so said this or did that. And if you can step back and go, isn't that interesting, and just kind of observe it, not judge yourself or judge the situation, and then breathe into it, later you're able to go, you know what, makes perfect sense why I reacted the way I did. Does it mean I'm wrong or right? No, but it does mean I can understand what occurred and maybe how I can better react next time. Right? So if you can look at each day, each moment as the miracle that it is, like here we're talking, and I've got a friend who is in the throes of transitioning, right? So count your blessings. When I get off here, I can pick up the phone and call my granddaughter. I can talk to her. I can call a friend. I can do whatever. Yes, I miss Yogi terribly. But I'm so blessed to having 12 3/4 years, you know. He was my best bud. We did everything together, you know. I just loved him so much. I've never loved an animal that intensely. My Jake man, I loved him pretty darn good too. But with Yogi, I was just a different relationship. Both of them were precious, and I adore both of them. And I'm hoping that they will get their little puppy heads together and bring me a third one, right? The third one's the charm. But look around at the miracles that you still have here. You know, count your blessings. If you have an argument with your family right now, make up with them. You know, if you can. You know, if you're estranged from a family member, you know, if you can change it, change it. If you can't, you can't. But you can still send them love and light. You know, I know. Pardon me. With my father, I mean, there was a love-hate relationship. My father was not considered a nice man by any stretch of the imagination, but he was still my father, right? I could love him from afar, and then I became his caregiver for 13 years. That's not. I can remember praying to God and saying, you know, I would love to have a close relationship with my dad. I would really like to have that. And the next thing I know, I was his caregiver for 13 years. And I kind of found the humor in that. You know, I should have specified I want a kind, loving, healthy relationship with my dad. But that's not what I asked for. I asked for a close relationship with my father, and I got it. It just wasn't exactly what I had in mind. So, again, be careful. Be careful what you ask for, because you may get it. Let's see here. Renee says, I was with my father when he passed, but he took 3 months before he came to me in a dream. He showed me his heaven. I know it was him because I felt his energy and intuitively knew that was him. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? What I've been told too, and again, you go to different mediums, I think everybody has different experiences, but what I've been shown with the people I've connected with, it's kind of like when you first start a new job, you have orientation, right? You have to go through the rules and regulations. You have to sign. You get your little badge. You get, you know, these are the rules. We're going to review the rules and regulations and this and that and the other, right? And so when you get to the other side, I you know what I've been shown, you get to meet with your loved ones and, you know, catch up for a bit, and then you have to go through, you know, like they say, the life review. You know, now some people that I've been with, their life review happens here before they cross, right? My dad, he was one of those. My dad's firm belief was heaven and hell, no in between, no life after death, whatever, right? And when I first sat with him that morning, he was burning up. I mean, he was hot to the touch. Almost, you felt like his body was just burning at your touch. I mean, that's how hot he was. And I heard the Johnny Cash song, "Burning in a Ring of Fire." Right? I fell into a burning ring of fire. You know, the guys know the song. And my dad's belief, he was having his life review, and I think he felt that the things that he had done in his lifetime, he was going to hell, right? And so he went through that for, God, it started like at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that heat and that intensity and that, I really thought his body was just going to explode. It was getting so hot until about 2 in the afternoon. And I told him, I said, Dad, you got to let it go. You got to forgive yourself. You know, God and the angels are forgiving you. You've got to let it go, or you can move on. And the next thing I know, his body just totally cooled down. And I put my hand on him and I asked God and the angels, I said, where is my dad now in the transition? And I heard the song, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, right? So again, that's how the process he went through. So I think everybody goes through something a little similar, but they have to process, they have to do their life review, right? And so I call it orientation. You know, if people go, well, gosh, you know, my dad or my mom or my husband, my wife, they haven't come to me and they've been gone however long it is. And you have to remember, on the other side, there's no time. So, you know, maybe from this life they've been gone a year and they still haven't come to you, and then all of a sudden you're going to get sign after sign after sign. Well, I tell everybody they're in orientation. You got to let them get through orientation. Once they get through orientation and they pick out their next role, then they'll come to you, right? So don't be disheartened if you don't hear from them. Know that they'll get to you as soon as they can. But there are certain rules and regulations, and they have to go through their own orientation. Okay, let's see. Yesterday's in the house. Hey, honey, I'm glad that you're here. I appreciate you. Renee says that's funny about getting to caretake your dad. I was my dad's caretaker for many years. I've always said God has a great sense of humor, right? So, and that's why ever since that happened, because there was a lot of times when I first became his caretaker, I was like, I don't understand how this happened. How did I? I've got two older sisters. You would think one of them, but I mean, the dynamics of my family is. I think we all were born into this family to come here and then stay the hell away from everybody. It's almost like we're not a family. It's sad, But I just couldn't understand why I was the baby of the family, was the least liked in the family, and why I ended up with the responsibility I did. And it's because I asked for it. I didn't realize it at the time, but I asked for it. And I think because I watched all the things that happened with my sisters and with my parents, that I became the responsible one. I felt like I had to make up for all this other stuff. So, and they didn't ever tell me that. But I mean, the biggest comment I had growing up was, "We've never worried about you because you could take care of yourself." And it wasn't that I could take care of myself. It's like they didn't take care of me, so somebody had to do it. So I stood up and took care of myself. So, people said, how have you survived the things you've gone through? I tell them, I didn't know that there was a choice in the matter. But yeah, I have a great sense of humor about it now. I look back and think, oh, geez, Louise. But again, even with my friend that's passing now, I look back at the choices that he and I made many years ago, right? And when I look back on it, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. And it's because he made some choices that, he did what was best for himself. But on top of that, he did what he thought was best for me as well. And I think at the time, I did not give him credit for that. But now I do, right? So I just think, again, he was a blessing in my life. He still is. And he's assured me that he'll be he'll be coming to visit me with my other two exes, right? So I have a good relationship now with my exes. I mean, they come through when they've got something to say or whatever. My first, because he has so much love for my granddaughter, and he never got to meet her. The day that he passed, my son found out that they were pregnant with Haley. So again, it was a full circle moment. So life is crazy. It's such a miracle and such a blessing. So latch onto it while you can. Okay. Let's see what we else got in here. Okay. Now that most of you have joined in here, what do you think about next Wednesday? I can't make the regular 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 3 Central, because of a doctor's appointment. I can't change the doctor's appointment, so I could do 2 p.m. Pacific or 2:30 Pacific, or I could switch it to a Tuesday or a Thursday. So if you guys could, drop in real quick now and tell me what you prefer for next Wednesday, that way I can set it up. I'd appreciate it, because I don't want to lose you guys. I like you showing up, and I love doing my Wednesday show. And for those of you who are late coming in, I may do Sunday's show, but it'll probably be the last one. I'm not getting very many people on Sunday, and I've been told by people who, wanted me to do the show, saying that, they didn't realize, Sunday really is the day that they spend with their family, and they're busy. It's makeup day, or it's the one day of the week that they can sleep in. And so I think that I'll probably just continue live with my Wednesday show and do Monday, Wednesday, Friday angel messages out. So you guys want something different, you know, I'm at your disposal, so let me know. Oh, she's saying whatever works best for you. Well, I think what we'll do, we'll just plan on making it an hour later. So it's normally at 1 Pacific, so we'll go 2 Pacific, which for those in the Kansas City area, that makes it 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Mountain, and 2 o'clock Pacific. So that'll be for next Wednesday. Okay. So mark your calendars now. We'll set that in stone, and I'll change the banner so we've got it. So and what are you guys thinking about the Angel Education series? Are you liking it? I'd like the feedback on that. I'm enjoying it myself. There's things I've learned that I didn't know anything about. Here's message. My biological mother was not in the picture, and my last reading, she reminded me that we signed a contract for her to just birth us kids, made forgiving her so much easier. I know, isn't that wonderful? You know, something I learned recently, again, when you do readings for people and the angels come through, or those who've crossed over come through, I learned something new every day. There was a lady who had she had lost several children. They didn't go to term, and she felt guilty. She felt like it was her fault, right? And I mean, I personally knew that it wasn't, but I had never really given it much thought, right? And two of her children that had passed before being delivered said that they signed up for her to learn the lesson of what it would feel like to have a child that come through, and if that child changed their mind and decided no, they really weren't ready to come through right now, she gave them that checkout time, right? So she signed a contract with that baby for that baby to go ahead and leave before coming to full birth. If that baby chose not, if they backed out at the last second and said, no, I can't do it right now, you know, I'm not ready, because you have that choice, right? So and she just had tears of joy. She goes, I never thought of it that way. And I told her, I said, I hadn't either, you know, out of the mouths of babes, right? So I'm always learning, and I'm always so grateful when the angels and the souls come through and give us the information of, you know, because we as humans, we like to blame ourselves. Well, if I'd only done this, if I hadn't picked something up, if I had just gone to bed early, if I had not, you know, stressed myself out, then I probably would still have that baby. No. From what I'm being shown and being told now, that's not true, right? So, feel honored and blessed that you signed this contract with this soul to release it if it chose not to go to full term, right? So, I thought that was just beautiful. You and I both cried. Odessa is saying 4 p.m. Central. I know. I think it works pretty good too. And yes, on the angel education. And Renee says, oh, Mark put, everyone make sure to hit the bell so you can be notified when Peggy goes live. Thanks, Mark. I didn't see you snuck in there. How's Javi? I don't know if you guys know, his one of his little boys had knee surgery, and he posted a video. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. You know, when we're parents to these fur babies, they just wrap our hearts up so much, and we worry about them just like we do a human baby. And you know, just like anybody, once they've had surgery, the big thing is you gotta go poo sooner or later. You know, things can't get better until you make that. We know that you're gonna, you know, pass the poo and get it out of there, and then we know that your system's still working. It came through the anesthesia and all that good stuff. And Mark's got a video where Javi did his business and then did his, you know, went and peed, and then all of a sudden he was almost running. And I know that made Mark happy. It's a beautiful video. So yeah, let's see here. Omar says he's better every day. Thank you for the Reiki you've been sending. Of course, you know, We're all family. It's like you guys. You need. That's why I did the thing on Sundays for the animals and for humans. If you need Reiki for your fur babies or for yourself or somebody, just put it in the chat room. I love doing Reiki. So if you need it, I'll send it. Just keep me posted. Let me know how they're doing. That's all I ask. And Mark's done that. So, but I'm glad he's doing better. The video's it's just adorable. So you guys go to his at Mark Astrology. I think he posted it over there. It's just a cute little video. So anyway, all right, you guys, that's about all I've got. Unless there's something else that you have, I'll give it another minute here. Don't forget, to pay attention to the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday videos that I post. It's really interesting. I've been notified too. On Monday, and then I got notified again today that my morning video hit over 200 people watched it, right? But people watch it and they forget to hit the like button. It's like, come on, people. 200 people, like and subscribe, spread the word. It doesn't cost you a darn thing, and it gives me the warm fuzzies. So you can help an old woman out by liking and subscribing. Okay, you guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for showing up, and until next time, sending you all blessings, light, love, and angel hugs. Take care, everybody.